Welcome back to the channel, everybody. How you guys doing today? We are going to talk about the new stuff that's going on with Amazon. And what I mean with that is what Amazon is doing to Kindle. You know, Kindle, where majority of people probably read compared to physical books nowadays, where people use Kindle over just about everything. Which makes sense. It's just easier to compact. But now we have an issue with it. And it kind of bothers me that now when this video comes out, I think it's like 5 days before it drops. What's going on? Kindle is removing the option for you to, when you buy the book, mind you, when you buy the book, stripping that away from you when you buy it, and then you put it on like download on your laptop. So then you can like put on all their things, even though you bought the book. So it's yours. They're taking that away from you. You were able to download, so say, because I use the Kindle now, literally never used the Kindle until now just to read the ACOTAR series. So I own the first 2 books of ACOTAR on my Kindle. I could download them right now onto my laptop and do a USB and then remove like these, and you can work around it to make it so you can put on all your devices essentially, because it's your book. It's your right to own this. Now Amazon's like, we're not doing that anymore, dog. We're changing that up. We're not doing that anymore. Your book that you bought, it's not your book anymore. I'm not 100% accurate if this is all true, like how I'm going to explain it. But to me, it feels like when you're going to buy the book, but you don't actually own the book anymore. It's kind of like when I don't know, this might be an old head talk. I'm sure there's a lot of people that remember like Blockbuster or Family Video where you would rent a movie, but you had to return it anyways. That's what it feels like with this. It's like we will buy the book, but we'll never actually own the book. It's like a subscription now to own these books, even though before with Amazon, if you just go on the Amazon store and just buy buy a Kindle, you buy it. You don't actually need a subscription. You don't need any of that. But now it feels like you kind of need to, and the only reason why I'm saying you kind of need to is because you're buying a book, but you don't own it. So to me, it feels like you're just renting it out, like kind of like a very expensive library now. And that kind of sucks. With what you can download with your Kindle and put it on like your other devices, to my knowledge, it's legal. I didn't say anything if it was illegal yet. February 26th, we are going to, Amazon's like, nah, we're not doing that anymore. We're actually taking that away, so you are not able to do that. So essentially, if you have a bunch of Kindle books, download them all on your devices now, so then you don't have to worry about what is coming February 26th, where you don't own any of this. So I guess what I'm going to be saying now is a reality that's been sinking into me a lot lately. I never thought I would have to worry about with books as much. So with media, like movies and stuff, like you guys can see, I have a bunch of VHS tapes. I'm collecting DVDs again. I'm not playing anything because my TV broke. It's such a pain. I do collect a lot of physical media. I'm more of a physical media guy. I prefer physical books over digital any day of the week because I truly own them. The reality is, this is one step closer to us not owning any of these digital things. I learned that with the video game industry, I think majority of video games are not even physical anymore, and they're all digital, which kind of sucks for the gamers because you are not owning the game. Like, they took away all those rights, so you don't actually own them, and they can do whatever they want to these games afterwards. Movies and stuff are slowly turning that way as well. It kind of bites because when you're trying to find movies that you really, really want to own, and when they're coming out on DVD, I used to buy them all the time. I used to, if a movie I really liked, I would just go out and buy it. But now it's like, I can't buy it because it's not there. Like Best Buy, I think Best Buy closed all their DVD section, Blu-ray section, and I think Walmart's slowly doing it. Meijer, if you live in the Midwest area, just all these stores are slowly getting rid of all their physical media. And yes, a lot of people don't really think about it. When you sit back and truly do think about it, it kind of sucks. And maybe this is more of a thought with movies and stuff, but to me, it does play the same role as your Kindle. And this is why it's an issue for me, is with this going on, it means, say you read this really cool book, but there's some things that are a little sus in it that won't agree with everyone, but it will agree with some people. And that's a cool way to read a book, because some books that are like that are really fun to read, really opens your mind. And what could happen now is, since Kindle and Amazon will have those, they can change what they want in these books to manipulate it, so if it makes someone upset reading this book, they can change it so it's just taken out. It's kind of like Ronald Delphi's stuff, where his books have changed of wording because he used the word fat. Instead, they changed it to be big. I don't agree with any of that. You should not be changing anyone's work for anything. I don't really care what anyone says. You should not be doing that at all. Especially when that is what the writer wanted to put on his book or her book. It doesn't matter. You should not change it. You do not have the power to change that. It's what the writer wanted to write and say. I have books in my laptop that I'm slowly writing that are going to be ways that's going to make people like, oh man, I don't think you should have wrote that. But I wrote it anyways because A, that was the times the book was written in, or B, that's just what the character is doing. Does it seem like it's going to be a little questioning? Yeah, of course, because that's the point. When you write books during the 80s, there's going to be some slangs, there's going to be some things that are going to happen in the 80s that are frowned upon nowadays, and that's okay. You should not be having the power to change what someone previously wrote. I guess one thing that really also bothered me about all this is it kind of sucks for the authors in general. I mean, it really sucks. I think it does suck for regular authors, but it also sucks for like indie authors, because the next question is for indie authors, the ones that really rely on Amazon for making all this money and doing really, really well and selling their books. Like for me, for example, I only use KDP to sell my books because it's the easiest way to try and get books into people's hands. So now it's like I might have to go all these alternate routes that cost way more money. They might not even do very well. So the scary part is about all this is what might happen next. Because when you make a book on KDP, you actually can buy little codes so you own the rights to your own books. But what if eventually they change it where you don't own the rights to your own books like that? Especially for indie authors, it's really hard for an indie author to be like, oh my gosh, you just took away all my rights of my own book. I can't afford to move this over to anywhere else. It's one of those scary things, and it's just a thought of mine about it. So I don't know if it's truly going to be like that or not, but it is a really scary thing, especially for indie authors. And the only reason I say indie authors compared to traditional authors is because traditional authors, you have way more avenues, you have way more options to sell your books. Will it suck? Absolutely, because like I said earlier, I don't really agree with this, because if they could change wordings or anything in a book that might not agree with them, it really is going to rub me the wrong way. I guess at the end of the day, what bothers me the most about all this, there is alternatives compared to Kindle. We don't have to use Kindle, but the problem is Kindle is so easy. There's a lot of alternatives. You have Libby, and I can't think of the other one. It starts with a C off the top of my head, but you have other options for Kindle. You have other options to read digitally. It just really sucks because some people can't really like boycott the Amazon Kindle stuff because a lot of people rely on it. You have people that struggle with reading, so you have to use the font sizes you can change instead of buying all these rebuying books. Like if my eyesight goes bad eventually, which it probably will, who knows, and my eyesight goes bad and I can't read smaller print like I can now, I would have to rebuy all these books physically. Same thing, I would have to rebuy them for digital. I understand that. It just kind of sucks. And the other problem is it's way easier carrying around a Kindle than carrying around a couple of books. My girlfriend, wherever we go, she always has her Kindle on her, so she'll just read it. Now, if I have my book with me, it's going to be more inconvenient and so on and so forth. It's just way easier to have a Kindle on you compared to an actual book. It also kind of bites because I just know a lot of friends and family who use a Kindle, and the thought of you buying these books and they're not actually yours is just a really deep problem in itself. And it kind of reminds me, I don't want to sound like a nut job, but reading books like Fahrenheit 451 and 1984 really is looking in these kind of ways that's like, ooh, they might manipulate how you read certain books now and wordings and everything. It's kind of freaky. I'm just saying. Like, to me, I'm like, oh, this is a little weird. Now, do I agree with what Amazon's doing? No, I don't. I don't know why they want to do this. They are literally the biggest market for books, especially digital books, so why change it? That's what just blows my mind, is there's so many times where I'm just seeing these big corporate companies change something that has always been so good for them. Now it's like, let's screw it up. So it really bothers me, and I don't like the feeling of seeing possibly books that people will spend hundreds of dollars buying and knowing, yeah, I don't own this book anymore. It's just a really sad feeling. If you guys made it to the end of the video, let me know what you guys think about the Amazon copyright stuff. Do you guys agree with what Amazon wants to do with Kindle, or do you disagree like probably a majority of people? Let me know down below. And of course, make sure you guys stay safe, stay humble, and tell someone you love them. I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay weird.